Ulonga tabati yada tó yẹ kó máa da ifá. Inú tó yẹ kó jẹun lọ fi bí pa. Ọba tálá, ọba takuntakun. Ṣàngó, Èṣù, Ògún, Ọya, Ọ̀ṣun. Ìwọ ló ń bọ̀ nílé. Kí ni ṣẹ̀ṣe tán ṣe nílé yìí o? Ó jẹ́ lọ jára rẹ̀.
Alafia, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I am your host, Orisha Bami. What's good, tribe? Peace and blessings to the tribe. Peace and blessings to the tribe, man. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change done come. Oh, yes, it did. Yeah, boy. Shout out to brother Orisha Stone. I think he'll be joining me shortly. We had several little hiccups and technical difficulties that kind of delayed the start, family. So my apologies for the delay. But with that being said, man, it's been a little minute, tribe. Been a little minute. Shout out to Iya Omilututu, who burned this thing down the last time we was on the live stream. Looking forward to having her back in the near future, as well as looking forward to doing it again with her, because that was a very powerful show. But then also, Brother Stone will be on shortly, but until he gets here, I want to chop it up with y'all in regards to the current events, man. There's a lot going on. So hence the title, the Makavellian, protection, right? So me and Brother Stone was talking the other day about, what's going on, a lot of things that's going on right now, especially with, the latest developments that took place over the last couple of days with the, these different types of events, especially in the political arena, which that's something that we don't really get too heavy in these Ashe streets. However, we're going to tap into it a little bit tonight. And then we're going to also hit several other things, man, just kind of stay up to breast with the current events that's been going on. So with that, tribe, man, shout out to the subscribers, the new subscribers. I think we just, we're knocking on like 19K, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Shout out to the Patreon family. Shout out to the YouTube channel family. I appreciate all of y'all. We'll be back with our regularly scheduled weekly community calls this week. I was pretty much off grid for the vast majority of this week, family. Got to spend some time in nature, man. Shout out to Baba Ogunye. Spent a lot of time in the realms of Baba Ogun. Got to spend some real deep thoughts and deep introspection and reflection, and just really tapped into nature. Something that I don't do enough, that I need to do a lot more, that I'm going to make for sure that I do a lot more. And that's just tapping into nature, man. So shout out to Baba Ogunye and Onile, the planet Earth. And shout out to Kabiesi. Today is Osei Shango Kabiesi Day, Oya Day today. So shout out to that Shango energy that's in the building tonight, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, that energy rise today and, to put it into motion, man, because it's definitely a lot going on. So with that, family, shout out to the man Pac, Makavellian. I believe we just hit the, what was it, 30? Let me see, 96. So almost 30. What, 96, 06, 15, 20, yeah, 29, 29, 29. Yeah, 29 years. It'll be 30 years next year that he allegedly transitioned. But I've seen that it's some surfacing of some information that Pac ain't gone, man. From what I hear, Pac over there chilling with Asada over there in Cuba. So I'm interested to see how this all unfolds, because I do feel like if there was anybody in the world, me personally, if there was anybody in the world who could have pulled off, something like that, Pac was probably one of the only people. Oh man. Okay, my apologies, family. So, like I was saying to y'all before, man, when I first got on, boy, there's been a lot of things going on with this technology, and like a mud lover. But they ain't gonna stop us. I appreciate y'all for bearing with me while I try to get this camera from malfunctioning on the live stream, man. That's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of been the type of energy that's been out there, man. For real, for real. I've been seeing that with a lot of different things. The phone acting a fool, camera allegedly apparently is acting a fool. There's a lot going on. So with that, I definitely appreciate y'all's patience. Serenity Reigns, I appreciate you. Lady Night Walker, I appreciate you. Harmonious Balance, I appreciate you. We'll definitely be back in the Patreon community this week. Harmonious Balance. So I look forward to chopping it up with y'all. We got some dope ones lined up, as a matter of fact. We're gonna go back into the ancestors for the Patreon community, and then we got some other stuff that's gonna be real dope, man. Shout out to Chief Ifa Remy. I spoke to her today, or no, yesterday, I think, and we definitely got some big things lined up that I'm looking forward to getting cracking, man. We cooking in the pot. We're cooking in the pot. And then also shout out to HPS Empress Yemaya Faye. Spoke to her as well. We got some things that we popping we cooking up in the pot. So it's a lot of new things that I'm working on, Tribe. That I'm looking forward to. And I'll just go ahead and drop a quick little nugget. We're looking forward to doing some retreats, man. Some African spirituality experience, retreats, some Ashe retreats to get the tribe together in person. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Patreon community, because we do have those intimate calls and those calls with it's much smaller, more personable families, setup and structure and setting. But it's dope because it comes off very therapeutic, man. Everyone we've had so far, everybody who was on the call has shared some shape, form, or fashion, or some type of way that they've had some sort of either growth or expansion or elevation, or what I'm saying, like just some sort of development. You know what I mean? So whether it's spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, you know what I mean? There's just so many different dynamics, especially in these days and times with all the things that's going on right now. So it's definitely a good thing to stay, grounded and plugged in, man, and be surrounded by like-minded people, like-minded people who have your best interests at hand, but also who you relate to, especially in this particular journey. Because when it comes to spirituality, I feel like right now it's a huge awakening. It's a lot of people who's tapping in the spirit, man. It's a lot of people who is getting a lot of downloads. It's a lot of people who are having a lot of upgrades. And I know a lot of y'all probably been feeling it too, because I personally been feeling it, but several of my clients I spoke to last week was like, yo, this is crazy. My intuition is going crazy and da-da-da. I'm like, nah, intuition ain't going crazy, man. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's supposed to do. We're receiving downloads from the solar flares, from the elevation of Mother Earth. Mother Earth is going through her cleansing. She's cleansing a lot of the parasitical, parasite, demonic, evil, all this type of energy that's been going on that's kind of been, and interfering with the creator's work and the creator's people. They're getting eliminated, man. Slowly but surely. But in due time, we're gonna see a whole flush and transformation. I wholeheartedly and truly believe that, because I'm seeing it come to pass, especially with some of the things that I saw that was predicted. Some of the things that came up in divination that was predicted to happen have already manifested and unfolded. Even when it comes down to the Odu, for those who are in the Isheshe Ifa tradition, with Oturpan being the world Odu for the year. It spoke about a lot of the stuff that's taking place. A lot of the stuff from the transformations to death to the old, to the birth to the new. There's just a lot of things that's developing right now as we speak. And then we got a lot of extraterrestrial activity going on too. I'm sure y'all probably been seeing some of these different sightings and different crafts and all kind of stuff, man. So it's a lot going on. It's a whole lot going on. So I'm looking forward to chopping it up with Brother Stone, man, when he gets in, because he was dealing with a few things on his end as well. So that's what I said earlier. So if y'all just joining us, I appreciate every single one of y'all for being patient. I appreciate y'all for even just now for sticking through the little technical difficulties with the cameras. Because like I be telling y'all, the technology be technology. And it's kind of funny because I think I was just speaking about Ogun when that happened. And I definitely feel like, his energy is ever present, especially with technology, not with the malfunctioning, but with the forging of technology. And that's something that I feel like right now, spiritually, you know what I mean? Like, we're definitely operating with that Ogun energy, because we're forging, you know what I mean? Like the iron he forges, we're forging that on a metaphysical and a spiritual level. And I definitely see it. And one of the things too, while I'm waiting on Stone, I'm just going to get to it. I'm working on several different videos to speak about the Odu, but how the Odu translates into real life situations. And that's something that, for those who definitely are in the Isheshe tradition, those who are on that path and that track, I feel like it's going to be very beneficial to be able to see and kind of correlate how the Odu speaks to every situation in life, because there's 256 Odu, 16 major Odu, 240 minor Odu. Each Odu has, I believe, 1,680 verses that goes with that particular Odu. So I don't think there's too many things that's not in actually, I don't believe there's nothing that's not in, the parameter and within the parameter in the box of those 256, and then you couple those with the 1680. So, and it all translates to real life situations, like straight up, it really does. So, with that being said, man, one of the things I'm looking forward to having a conversation about is labor pains, because I feel like me personally, every time that I've had some sort of project, some sort of development I'm working on, whether it was a book, whether it was the podcast, whether it was business ventures, like it doesn't matter. Every single time that I personally was on a quest to accomplish something of some sort of significance, something will come up to try to muck it up. You know what I mean? Like every single time. And I feel like there's so many of us who are dealing with that now, with the way the world is going, but we can't let that be discouraging to us, because at the end of the day, we all got to go through some things to get to some things. You know what I mean? So it's like, and the way I was just having a conversation with somebody the other day, I can't remember because they'd be running together, but we were just talking about challenges, like adversity. And I was like, it's real. But I look at it like, to me, it's just like labor. It's like labor pains, because a mother, I'm feeling like, all respect to the mothers. Y'all know this is a big mother's house. But when the mother is going through pain, when she's delivering the baby, right? It's a very, 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 very painful experience. I can only imagine just being in a room watching it. Like, it was crazy to me. Like, like, yo, this is crazy. But throughout that pain and throughout that process, whether, you're in labor for a few minutes, a few hours, or even if you're in labor for, I heard some people go almost days, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe a day or so being in labor, but all that pain is treacherous in that moment. However, once you get to the point when that beautiful baby is born, and you holding that baby and you're looking at that baby, you kissing that baby, you're not thinking about that pain no more. You're thinking about, man, I just, this is my little, you know what I'm saying, young king, or this is my little young queen. And like, this is it. Like, this is what all this was worth. You know what I mean? So I look at, that's exactly what we're going through collectively as a people. You know what I mean? I feel like all that we've been through over the last 400 or 500 years, whatever you want to call it, I feel like that was just us in the labor process, right? We were in the labor process, dealing with the pain of the civil rights movement, dealing with the pain, of course, of the so-called transatlantic, you know what I'm saying? All those things were labor pains, you know what I mean? Like all of them, every single one of them. So now I'm looking at, okay, Big Mama. I'm talking about Big Mama from a cosmic level, all the way down to the planetary level, all the way to our mothers. Shout out to all the mothers. Like, that was all us, just all collectively going through labor, going through that pain, so we can have this new day. You know what I mean? This new sunny day, sunshiny day that, that's on the horizon, man. So I definitely, look forward to seeing how everything comes to fruition and how it all manifests for all of us. Because at the end of the day, united we stand, divided we fall, and we like babies, kids. We don't die, we multiply out this mother level. For real, for real. And that's facts, because when I tell you the ancestors ain't playing, boy, the ancestors are not playing. That's real. Like, they definitely are ever present and everlasting. Shout out to Outkast, that song Everlasting. That was one of my favorite songs from Cass. But with that, tribe, while we waiting on Stone, how many of y'all think Pac is still alive? I'm curious. I want to know, because this is a conversation I had with a lot of people. And me personally, I never would have took the bet that he was still alive. Like, I would have never took it, because it was certain things for me that I couldn't come up with a concrete decision based upon my own personal research. And Pac is somebody that I researched him heavy. I mean, like, pretty much from the time he came out in the very first album, Apocalypse Now, up until Makavellian. Like, I'm talking about every album he dropped, every movie he was in, every interview he did. Like, I mean, pretty much you name it. If I could find it, I was reading it, I was studying it, I was researching it. I'm talking about even to the point where I pretty much drew damn near a family diagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those who watch, like, First 48 or any crime movie or anything like that, when you see how they have the little diagram where they pin, the source, they pin whoever, they're looking at as the ultimate suspect, and then they draw the little line down, you know what I'm saying, allegedly to who else could be involved, or who else could be, like, all that. That's pretty much like how I researched him. And it was crazy, because through all that, I never was able to personally say, you know what, I really believe he gone. Or, you know what, I really believe he alive. Like, I personally could not come to that that conclusion because there was just so many things that I felt like had to have an asterisk next to them. You know what I mean? There was so many things that I felt like that wasn't concrete. Even when you look at the 7-day theory, you know, how the so-called 6 days or 7 days that he was in the hospital before he transitioned, that within itself was the biggest thing to me that I felt like, you know what, if anybody could have pulled that off, I feel like Pop was the only one that could have pulled it off primarily because of his genius, that within itself. But it takes more than just genius to be able to pull off something of that magnitude. So you have to have resources, right? You got to have connections. And that's something that he had, you know, because we all know that shout out to Queen Asada that she made it out. She got out of here and she made it out of the out of Babylon, man, and was able to get behind the walls of shout out to Fidel Castro. You about to know to the legend, for holding her down and holding down the Panther Party. So I feel like, it's a strong possibility that Makavellian is still with us. And shout out to who was that? Somebody said that they do believe. Harmonious Balance said she believes he's alive. Queen Tribal Protection says she channeled him before. Get out of here. That's what's up. Look, you need to let us know about that channeling. I'm curious to see, what happened. And Queen, what was he alive? Is he still with us in the physical, or do you believe, you channeled him from the ancestral realm? Like which way, if you don't mind dropping that in the comments. I would love to hear what y'all think. So for those tribe who believes he's still alive, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you believe he is. And if you think he's gone, he transitioned, let me know that too. I'm just curious to see, where everybody stands with that. So with that, I want, like I said, chop it up with y'all before the brother Stone got here, but he's here. He's made his appearance into the studio, into the booth. So with that, family, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the good brother in, man, so we can get this thing cracking and make it do what it do, make it be what it be. Already.
Yeah.
What's good with you?
Peace and blessings, guys. How y'all feeling tonight?
Man, we out here getting it in, man. We out here getting it in. I'm just chopping it up with the tribe, you know what I'm saying, until you got here. It's been a little while. It's been too long, as a matter of fact. So, I had to get this thing cracking, and just chop it up with them until you got here. And it's funny because, Rust is a mud lover because it's been like a week and a half since I've done this. And one part, when I first started, was on me. But then the camera started acting a fool and tried to, you know what I'm saying, with me talking. So I'm like, hold on. I had to pull off the screen, reboot the camera, turn it off, plug it back in, turn it back on, and then, get it to act right. So with that being said, man, I was talking about, and what's crazy, I was talking about Ogun energy. You know what I mean? Like right before that happened. And so I'm like, yo, it's a lot of stuff going on like that. But I'm not saying Ogun had anything to do with that. I believe there's other nefarious forces that had something possibly do with that, but whatever. But with that being said, we were just chopping it up, man. I was catching up with the tribe, but also the topic that I was really going in on was Pop, whether or not that we believe that he was still alive or, if he was in the ancestral realm. So, i.e., that's where, when we spoke, yesterday, I believe, when we both came together and you was like, yo, we should do this, for this particular, show, let's do this title. So when you gave me that, based upon what we were talking about, I didn't want to use that because I know where, where you told me where it came from, and I didn't know if that's something that's, cool or not. But with that being said, I said, let me throw a little spin on it. And that's why I went with the Machiavellian part, because when you talk about like deception and you talk about the art of war, when you talk, you know what I mean? When you talk about like all these different aspects of war or chess or whatever you want to call it, right? You got to have a form of deception. Yes, sir. And that's a very, very powerful piece right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got that one. And it's powerful when they come for you, you know what I'm saying, and knock you off. He about to to him for sacrificing his life to get the word out to the good people, man. So with that,
Who that?
The dude who wrote that book.
Oh, okay. I know who you talking about.
Yeah, no, they offed him. I can't remember his name. What was his name?
William Cooper.
William Cooper. Yep. Yeah, they off that man. But he sacrificed himself to get the truth out to the people, though. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that, unfortunately, freedom fighters and those who want to do the right thing for the collective, we know what we're putting on the line. We know what we're putting at stake. So, it is what it is. But with that, man, what's good with you, man? How you been, brother?
Yeah, I can't complain about nothing, man. Just watching the stage that they did, the show that they call Life. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot been going on the last couple of days. Wanted to tap in with you because I, you know what I'm saying. Love the platform, love everything you got going on. I know you like talking to the people. So we in Code Black right now, man. That's the biggest thing I wanted to talk about tonight. We in Code Black and why we in Code Black and what to look forward to in these next couple months.
So yes, sir. Yeah, it's real. You know, it's definitely real. So when we talk about Code Black, right, and we're talking about all the different things that's going on, how significant is it for us to activate the Code Black and to put it into practice to a point where, you know, it's pretty much by any means necessary? Like, this is what it is. This is what it has to be.
Well, first off, Code Black, like a lot of people are already supposed to live in that anyway, but a lot of people be playing games. Now we're not responsible for everybody. You can't protect people that don't listen. So when we say Code Black, that means you don't go nowhere by yourself or you don't be out. But some people they don't take heed. You know what I'm saying? They take everything else but some heed. So it's about going to stores together in units, making sure you have a weapon on you at all time, making sure you have your protection in your shrines elevated at all times. This is the season, and they never let us down. They're gonna prove it. Numbers don't lie. 911, 910, around that time of year, they're gonna prove themselves. Like the rituals is rituals. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I mean, the proofs in the numbers. Yeah. So, one thing about it, I ain't gonna stay too long on too much, but you see all the depth that's going on out here. Yeah. And people don't remember. I remember a couple of years ago when I first found out about crisis actors and all these other things, and I know a lot of different things that you would think these people would be mad about. School shootings in Texas, and all these kids, the way they acting, they forgot about the kids though. You would think that people were upset about that man that killed all them black women and cut that black woman's throat, but we forgot about that because they have these things called sleeper cells, and they can activate them just like that. You don't need a smart person to do a sleeper cell. You don't need you want the one with mental health problems. So when they stay in them places, you can whisper. It's always the whisper. It's always the suggestion. If you ever seen a TV show called Evil, the mental health counselor was the one suggesting people to go do crazy stuff and to attack people and everything else because it's a real big agenda. So right now there's a lot of agendas going on, and I pay attention to everything like military strategic. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather was in the military, my father was in the military, my mother's in the military, grandma, all that in the military. And one thing about it, I play chess a lot too. So when you're seeing when they're pointing this way and everybody look that way, and then they have all these little false flags and smoke screens, you gotta start paying attention because the first thing they try to do is, and if you notice, well, coming to the chase, your boy, what's his name? The little young, the young one white boy that just got shot, right? They use.
You know what's crazy? I've never heard of that Mother Lover. I've never heard that Mother Lover a day before.
Guess what?
Until that happened, I never heard of him before.
I see him because I pay attention to what I need to pay attention to. At first, I was paying attention to disrespect, but that's how they got us. The name of the game is to be as disrespectful as possible to get our attention. To see it's him, it's a couple other influencers. These people are not philosophers. They're not nothing but pieces on the chessboard. We're talking about Makavellian, right?
Yeah.
In chess, how many times do you sacrifice a piece? I'll sacrifice my bishop if I can get your queen. You see what I'm saying? So some people be thinking they friendly and they be thinking they in a good situation because they got a lot of followers and everything else, and they'll speak on things that now they gotta, you know what I'm saying? You're speaking on your own team. And when you got somebody that certain people, look who was paying him at first and who was funding this young man and whose team he was on and who he spoke against recently. See, they don't never kill you when you talk about some stuff they want to talk about and leave the smoke screens. That's why these people are literally predators. Who do they go to talk to and go to humiliate and they go to the schools and do these debates. They go to the schools where people 19, 20, they ain't got good sense. They just talking here, they self-talk, don't got no real history, no real information about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you already see how they're moving, but that's just a chess pawn piece.
Right.
Who was paying him? And who did he said something about a list. I don't know nothing about nothing. He said something about a list that everybody talking about. I don't know what kind of list they're talking about. Maybe you know about a list, but I don't know nothing about a list. But they asking about a list, and he ain't supposed to be asking about no list. I don't know what list he's talking about, but he's supposed to be asking about a list. And when he said that, you putting your team, you know what I'm saying? So they got rid of him. They moved him around. Now you take that for whoever you want to. I'm just me. I don't know nothing about nothing. But
listen, no, go ahead. I asked after you finish.
Yeah, no, but the cool thing about it is you start seeing the red flags, you start seeing all the little smoke screens and all these different things. And now that's what Code Black is, staying out the way. First thing you do is stay out these people's business, stay out these people's establishments, stay out these people's face. And the ones that don't understand, that's the people that you hear about getting hung up on trees and all these bad things happen to them. And they say, oh, black people. No, it's not all black people. We got to understand the conscious of the conscious and the ones that are the 85%ers are the 85%ers. So, yeah, tonight, man, it's just Code Black, man, talking about what we can do. This is a perfect time for us to build our economies, to build everything we say we're trying to build, and to tighten up, man, because we need to tighten up. There's going to be a lot of different things that's going to start popping off, and people are wasting time on some small brain things. You know what I'm saying? You got to be strategic on this chessboard. So, you there, Chief?
Yeah, I'm here. No, that's facts. And I think, and I love that you when you spoke about with the Code Black, like moving in teams, always, staying always staying vigilant, diligently staying vigilant. You know what I mean? Like that's who I am, bro. I 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. And we know what that's about too, but that's just who and what I am. Like I'm not giving nobody an easy win, bro. Like
nobody respects the warrior. Nobody respects. It's a proverb. Nobody respects the warrior. Nobody loves the warrior until the war comes. You see what I'm saying? So you got some of us that's already you ain't got to get ready. We stay ready.
Yeah, that's facts.
I'm telling you, Code Black means when you start hearing about these coons and these goofies or these people that ain't got no knowledge of self out here walking by themselves, and now you're hearing people all in Georgia getting hung up in trees and all in Mississippi getting hung up in trees because y'all act like y'all didn't realize we was at war. You didn't know where you was at when you was at where you was at.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not speaking to everybody. Whoever's in this chat right there, that's who we speaking to. You know what I'm saying? You can't speak to everybody. A lot of people, they not gonna make it. Pawns move first. Pawns move first. This isn't our war, best believe. But like I said, they're throwing our names in a pot for distraction. That's the diversion. Look over there. It had to be. Look over it. And the name of the game right now. So you can talk about anybody and get away with it. But when you say something about black people, you're gonna get a real response. So a lot of people have made it a sales pitch to disrespect black men, to disrespect black women. So I'm talking about the black ones, the white ones. That's the name of the game. That's how you get views. Think about it. We talk about content stuff all day.
You know what, though, bro? And I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you. And I was having this conversation the other day too, because you know my stance on social media and being online and all that. So that's something that is not necessarily my thing, but there's a gift, there's a call that I had to receive, and I'm receiving it. I'm gonna do what I have to do to be obedient. But with that being said, a lot of people, they take this online stuff and they think it's sweet and it's cute, because they'll say things that what I'm saying online in the comments and this and that, but it's like in person, that's another ball game. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, it's like being at the zoo. You'll sit there and you'll be hee and kiki and doing all this when you're in front of that lion's cage, but you fuck around and let that damn cage down, or let that, fiberglass down, and then you went in there with that lion and didn't see how that goes. You ain't gonna be kikiing no more.
It's the real world. It's the real world. And the young man found out. And he knew he found out, and he knew it was coming. If you do the research on him, like I said, I don't know nothing about nothing. But the funny thing about it is, even with Candace Owens, I pay attention to a lot of these different people that do this talking and why they get. I always try to figure out, how did she get as far as she got? But it's certain thing about bloodlines, and certain people play roles. 607 Uncle's playing a role. You think everybody else ain't playing roles? Because people play for the role. They want to be entertained. They want the character. You know what I'm saying? So people say crazy stuff out their mouth. They say clickbait stuff out their mouth, and then they get you to say, you know what I'm saying? To people are funding this off of ignorance alone. They do no research. These people still mad at black people and don't even realize it was one of their own, or so they say, that hit them. But one thing about it, I don't believe nothing. Like I know a military shot when I see one, especially from 200 yards. We can play that game with somebody else. But like I say, my mom's in. Like, look, I know a little bit about a little bit and nothing about nothing. But that shot right there was a very good shot. You see what I'm saying? And then for the fact that you had two distractees, I know that play. I showed dope for the longest up Highway 90. You get pulled over. I need you to run with the big rims. I need you to be as loud and boisterous. Two men got took down. How did those two men get? How y'all got these security took two of the wrong people down? Bruh. So this is funny to me. I'm out of it. I'll tell you something else though. You remember Ann Hetch?
Before you go on to Ann Hetch, I want to say something that I want to co-sign something that you said, and I want to co-sign it with somebody that I know got the resume. So what you just said right there about that was a professional sniper shot, professional sniper hit. I know firsthand because, like I said, I never heard of this dude before that day. But when I heard about it, it came from somebody who I know for a fact that I personally know that was behind the lines. And I'm talking about in real wartime. That's a real, you know what I'm saying, war veteran. And that person told me that wasn't no play. That was them boys. That was a professional. That, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't, you know, and this is coming from somebody who I know that really does this shit. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I know for a fact, like that right there, I'm co-signing that because how I found out about it was from somebody who really lived that life. So,
bro, every time I say it, I tell you all the time, when you're a military brat and you grow up on the base and you grow up around a lot of influential people that can tell you a lot of different things, you get to go see places, you get to go see to the firing range, you get to go see a lot of different things. That was a damn good shot. That was a damn good shot. That ain't the fake shot where you blow a piece of your ear off, but your ear's still there. That was a damn good shot. Now people don't realize.
And that's exactly what he said too. He said the same thing, bro. He was like, it wasn't that little play thing. Like he was like, who did that? And mind you, this is somebody who I know. Like I know. Like we came up, you know, we got out the mud together. So I know for a fact they know, like they've been there. Like they really was in Afghanistan and you know what I'm saying, through all those different. So I know I'm hearing this from firsthand.
200 yards, 200 yards plus.
Bruh.
Now, mind you, with cameras, the technology they got now, it's no way. No, come on, man. Come on now, man. Come on, man. You serious?
Make it make sense.
A place like that with all the cameras.
Make sense.
You know what? You ain't got to make it make sense for me. It's none of my business. It's none of that. Why Code Black. It's none of our business. Y'all mind y'all business. We gonna mind our business. Code Black. That's what Code Black is right there. All I'm saying is when they start throwing our names and stuff, we gotta really be strategic on how we move, or you're gonna have the sillies and people gonna be all in their feelings about these young people getting killed because they want to be out here friendly. You got people out here trying to feel emotional and be in people's face smiling and cheesing and everything else. Those be the victims. You too friendly. You out here playing with the big bad wolf, thinking big bad wolf your friend, and they even told you 1,000. Think about it. This man, I told you, they get rich. Donald Trump gave them the format. They get rich by saying extremely racist things, whether they believe them or not. 20 years, 25 years ago, Donald Trump wasn't racist. You know what I'm saying? But what did he say? He said, yo, if I play like a bigot, if I play like a racist, the Republicans crazy, they all gonna vote for me. Did he not say this? Now, in playing the game of chess, all I'm gonna say is this: in playing the game of chess, sometimes your bishop thinks it's more important than the rook, and sometimes your rook thinks it's more important than the pawn. But everything's about positioning on the chessboard, right? And when you go against the king because you think you're bigger than the program, or you think you're smarter than the average bear, they'll get you out the way too. They can get you out the way really, really easily. Like people think they can't be touched, and everybody can be touched. Especially anybody if you ain't got your spiritual protection up.
Yeah.
So I can say that to say, like,
I said, even if you do, depending on the power of the people who trying to touch you. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. Like my thing is this: you don't know who knows who, you don't know who is who, and you don't know who knows how to do what. Nobody knows. So people be talking reckless and but you don't know, you know what I'm saying, who or what you're talking to. And if you do, if you think you know who and what you're talking to, you don't know who and what that so-called whoever it is might be connected to, and who is really protecting or supporting and backing that whoever that is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said you got to be very careful with how you move, because we don't know, and you don't know who you mucking with. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a real thing.
Melanated being. As a melanated being, you are part of this war for this land. You hear these people started talking about they're violating our rights for our sacred land that we got. How did they attain the sacred land? Through war. They're telling you the only way we can get it back is through war. They're telling you they don't got to get ready. They stay ready because they waiting for us to wake up and start skinning something. Now, the thing is, most of our people are comfortable. We've been at war so long, we forgot we was at war. Most of these so-called our brethren, they don't want freedom. They want comfortability. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Mind you, we're not looking at psyops. I've seen a lot, like you said, I've been in the field for a while now. I've seen many of people get stabbed in the neck before. That's all I'm gonna say. If you've ever seen anybody stabbed in the neck before, and you're looking at these crisis actors or these things they put on TV, and it just so happens with 1 out of a trillion, and it's a lot of probabilities. When you look at numbers don't lie. When you're looking at these numbers do not lie. So, like I said, man, this is a lot of psyop things. They throw us in there just because they got to throw us in there. It's easy to throw us in there. All you got to do is go to a mental health place and talk and tell them what they need to hear and tell them you're going to give them what they want. And they'll do them anything to put on a show. It's all the show. Psyops. Look up crisis actors. Look up crisis actors. Everything is chess. In chess, you have to believe in sacrifice. I will sacrifice my bishop for your queen. I will sacrifice this pawn that thinks he's a bishop, but he's really a pawn. And you know what I'm saying? So neither here nor there. When people start going against the unseen hand, the unseen hand is the person that pays you or pays the people that pay you. And sometimes we be taking them checks, and that's it. Don't be that people be telling the truth when they die. They get killed because when they decide, oh, I don't want to pay by after I signed this contract, I realized, damn, this is kind of dark. I don't want to play this game no more. What you mean? Because your boy was also in bed with he was starting to go against damn, I don't even want to say their names. He was starting to go against that situation in the Middle East. You see what I'm saying? But he was starting to go on a different side of it. He was changing his mindset. He saw it in real time. He was like, listen, I talk that shit, but I am an American at heart. He was like, listen, I don't know what y'all got going on, but I saw what I saw, and this is not making sense. And he was trying to do his own thing. When he started shooting, you got to realize in politics game, it's cutthroat. So we might be in the same, it's never be, we might be in the same party, but this man knows in 5 to 10, 15 years, he wanted to run for president. Let me get all the information I need now on who's up there now, and I can use that. That's how the game is played. But playing the right game with the right one.
and let me tie in two I feel like very mainstream situations that's going to tie into everything that you're saying, because you're saying that from an affiliated, initiated insider standpoint of certain organizations, right? And I'm gonna say it as the same because I'm affiliated and initiated into certain organizations. We ain't got to get into that, but what I am going to get into, if you think about what everything that you just said, right, and you talk about how people paying attention, that's precisely the way of war that Cat Williams has done ever since he's been out. He said it on that interview that went viral on the Shannon Sharp show. He said, I specifically go to be in rooms where I can pay attention, take notes, and get information. And I'm willing to pay a very handsome dollar for information on people that I need to know. He said this, and we cannot say that.
He's man ain't
dropped so many doggone prophecies and revelations, and it's still coming.
Like, now, even with him, he controlled opposition, but he's telling you what he was told to him, and he's absolutely right. Now, he's a comedian. What you think the big dogs are doing?
But I feel like not only he's a comedian by profession, but I feel like he ultimately, to me, he's a revolutionary, because someone who speaks the truth on that level, bro, like, you know what I mean? So but I say that to say, now, before you came on, I was telling them about how much I researched Pac and how I personally could not come to a clean, decisive decision on if I believe that he was still here or not. And that's because there was too many different things that I had to put an asterisk by. One thing about me is I'm very calculated. I'm not saying I'm the smartest dude in the world, but I damn sure ain't the dumbest. But what I do know is I put in work. If I don't do nothing, I put in work. I put work in, bro. And I'm very strategic in how I do it. So with that, I say that to say this. When you think about Pac, we all know his music catalog, but I'm going to take it to acting. I'm going to take it to Hollywood. Every single role that he played, let's do the math or do the research and the knowledge on what the names of each one of his characters was, which I'm willing to bet he personally probably picked them names. You know what I'm saying? So you look at his very first movie, which was, I believe, what was his very first movie? Was it Above the Rim? No, it was Juice, wasn't it? I think it was Juice.
Damn, I don't even think it was Juice. It was Gridlock. It was Gridlock.
No, Juice was the first one.
Before
Juice
Gridlock?
was Bishop. Yeah, Juice came out way before Gridlock. Juice,
okay, I think Bishop was the one that blew him for, but I thought Gridlock came first. But yeah,
no, Juice was his first movie. So Juice, his name was Bishop.
Yeah.
Now I don't play chess, but you were just talking about chess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like I play it instinctively in the world of life. But Bishop was his very first role. His very first name was Bishop, right? After Bishop, it was Above the Rim, if I'm not mistaken. After Above the Rim, and Above the Rim, his name was Birdie. Okay. After Above the Rim, I believe it was Poetic Justice. And Poetic Justice, his name was Lucky, right? After Poetic Justice, Then I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Gridlock. And in Gridlock, his name was Spoon. After Gridlock, I believe his very last one was gang related. I can't remember his name of what his name was and gang related. But even in those names alone, Bishop, Birdie, Spoon. No, Bishop, Birdie, Lucky, Spoon, and I can't remember gang related. All those names got so many different. I feel like they're layered. They're layered in the game of chess.
I mean, he was a Panther. You know, they live on code. They live on black, cold black. They live on cold black. So
that's what I was getting to, and I almost wanted to call the title the Black Code, Return of the Black Panther, but something to that effect. But either way it goes, all I'm saying is this: you got to be very strategic when you talk about war. So if you don't know anything about Pac or the Panthers, you won't know anything, because they were everything about being strategically, specifically prepared and ready for war.
And I'm gonna tell you this: the reason everybody say that he's still alive, and I don't know one way or the other, it don't matter to me one way or the other. But Farrakhan, I mean not Farrakhan, yeah, Farrakhan, he's the one that said he's alive. People don't remember when we were getting them final calls.
Farrakhan said that?
When you're getting final calls, you're getting information that, just like we're watching your show right now. If somebody's not watching your show, they don't got the they're not going to get the information. You know what I'm saying? If we only have 2,000 followers or people that watching, like those on the 2,000 that know about it, and they're gonna take it's gonna be like the comment. It's gonna get translated. But that's why it goes to where it's supposed to go to. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But Farrakhan used to put stuff out in final call, like when Hoover used to write to the final call.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know that, but Hoover was giving us specific directions into. He went through Farrakhan. Farrakhan put into the final call that got pushed out throughout penitentiaries. Those were the kites. They went throughout the penitentiaries, and that went out to tell everybody what to do. But that's why everybody's technically renegade and rogue as hell, because they're not doing what they were told to do. You know what I'm saying? So, no, man. Farrakhan had been said that he said about him, Afeni Shakur, Tupac. It's a couple of them that we think that might be gone. That might not be gone. Wow. There's a whole island full of them. That's what they say. Like I said, I'm not there one way or the other. But that's why people started saying that, because that was passed down through the Nation of Islam and the Fruit of Islam.
Let me tell you something though, bro. If anybody would know, I feel like he is somebody that's tapped in though, bro. Like, regardless of how people feel about him, one thing I know about Farrakhan, some people, you either love him or you hate him. I don't feel like there's a middle ground with him. It's either you love the man.
No, it ain't about it. See, that's the thing. People are way too emotional. It ain't about love or hate. He has plenty of information because he said at plenty of tables. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, if we talking about the consensus though, I'm talking about the masses.
Yeah, I got you.
It's either you love him or you hate him. I don't think there's a middle ground with that guy. I don't. You know what I mean? So I feel
I'm so moderate in my pace, just like with Pac, bro. Because like I said, you know what I'm saying? With Pac, this is the only bone I got with Pac. Pac was very extremely intelligent. Why did he feel like he had to take over the sound wave through negativity and ignorance? But that's what everybody does if you think about it. That's what everybody knows. They'll get more views if they do some dumb shit or talk about some dumb shit or say some crazy shit. That's why so many, you know what I'm saying, clickbaits and everything else. But in doing that, you got to realize the people that he was talking to wasn't the adults and the elders. He was talking to them a little bit, but it was the younger generation that came up under him that thought living like that and doing all this, that led a lot. You opened the door to feed us to the penitentiary. You sent a lot of kids to you for facility, trying to be the next Tupac.
I got to strongly respectfully disagree with that. And the reason why I'm gonna strongly disagree with it, but respectfully be strongly just as strong, you know what I'm saying, is because
I know you know about Pac.
No, but hear me out. And this is precisely why I'm gonna say that, is because at the end of the day, Pac was just an artist. That's it. But because he was such a masterful artist with such a powerful, profoundly powerful gift and presence and knowledge and intellect and genius, that he transcended the world of art. Regardless, I don't give a damn if you're a writer, if you're a poet, if you're a sculptor, if you're a painter, regardless of what art you're into. You're a master stone maker. You're an artist too. I'm an artist. My art is through words. That's how I do art, through words, right? So he was masterful with that. And he was a young man who was growing up looking in this environment, and he was so far ahead of his time. He was like, fuck this shit, man, nah. And so he was giving everything to the world that the world gave to him. He talks about that. He like, if you want to talk about me, I'm talking about shooting da. He like, you made me. I'm your child.
But that wasn't Tupac. That's the thing right there. When you say he's just an artist, he wasn't.
No, I'm not saying he's just. I'm saying he's a master
What I'm saying is he was also raised under in the House of the Black Panthers, right? This is these are masterminds. These aren't dummies. These aren't the rejects. These aren't the gangbangers. These are very intelligent, very strategic people. He was raised with Black Panthers. He was raised with real revolutionaries. You see what I'm saying? Like real revolutionaries to put in real work. This isn't. He knows that. Like think when he was with Digital Underground, he was all on the positive. I remember Brenda had a baby.
No. But that's different though, bro. He got brought into Digital Underground because of luck, as luck would have it. That was just him. He was just a roadie. He was nothing more than somebody who carried the bags. You know what I'm saying? A backup. That's all. That was his way of paying his dues in order to get the opportunity to be able to at one point rock the mic. That's all that was. But I say all this to say, I want to finish what I was trying to get into when it comes to him, is that he was somebody who was doing what I feel like he was led to do, and he did it, I feel like, to the best of his ability. Because at the end of the day, if you as a person can't be intelligent enough to make decisions based upon your own accord, then that really is not his fault. That's your fault, and that's the fault of those who raised you. Because I was raised by parents, and they were both there, and but I still chose to go a different route. I personally went into the streets. No, my parents ain't had nothing to do with that. They didn't have anything to do with that. And then also when I got there, nobody who was out there didn't have anything to do with what I did, because I didn't follow none of them ninjas. You know what I'm saying? I did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. So therefore, I can't really say that, because I feel like at the end of the day, me as a parent, I have to raise and mold to cultivate the mind of the children, not just my children, the children of the community. You know what I mean? The culture.
That's a question. When you see Sexy Red, who's she singing to?
I don't even know that. I would say
I get it.
Because I don't.
I get it. But there's some. So when you see when and we grown men, we don't listen to Sexy Red. But when you hear Sexy Red, who is he? Who are they singing to? Who's dancing to Sexy Red? Who do you see dancing to Sexy Red?
I'm sure it's the young people. I'm sure it's the young people.
So when we say we blame the person that's listening to it, the first time I ever heard Pac, I was probably about 6 or 7. I told like Brenda had a baby. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to remember America's Most Wanted and Natural Born Killers and wait a minute. We already know that. Now we know that this obsidian screen is always been there to program us. Why were you telling us we had to be natural born killers? Why did you tell us we had to go? You didn't even tell us the right way to do it. There was 1,000 things you saw around this world, and you knew, and you could have been rapping about. Neither here that you know what I'm saying. I'm not on Park like that, but I know I had a long time to think about that and think, man, I didn't need. You know what I'm saying. Everybody don't have a mama and daddy, and then you know what I'm saying. So it is what it is, and a lot of us had a lot of situations. So as far as I fuck with him. I respect his classic work. I think that you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And I feel like everything is about perspective, right? So I get it, because like you said, everybody didn't have what I had. And I'm grateful for that. I'm blessed. You know, I give thanks for that. However, but this is the same thing I'm gonna say too. I also know people who had it way better than me that ended up real mucked up in life. You know what I'm saying? Like real mucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I know people who had it way worse than me that is doing their mother loving thing in life. You know, so at the end of the day, I still feel like it's ultimately up to us, regardless of our upbringing, regardless of our circumstances, regardless of our environment. It's still up to us. So I can't blame him or put anything.
Oh no, I don't mean to say it like blame. I don't even like the word blame. I didn't blame him. I just knew at one point in time I was a Pac head. You know what I'm saying? When you look at my whole generation, all of us got tattoos. All of us. Where did we get that from? We can act like we got it from. No, the whole culture. It came from what Pac said. This was the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro. Because now you just said you pretty much just hit where I was going with this. You struck the bell for the G code. So because of who and what he was, and that goes back to what I was saying, he was a master at his craft. He was a master artist, and he was a master genius. So therefore, the reason why everybody gravitated towards him, I even got that. You know what I'm saying? The championship. Because for me personally, I can't speak for nobody else, but when I saw him, like, yeah, that's him. That's him. That's him. That's him right there.
That was a masculine black man.
I said that when I saw Pop. I said that when I saw Jeezy. And that's because of my personal life experience and the path that I walk. I know when I see something that's real and true, I know it when I see it. So therefore, I rock with that. But even with me doing that and seeing that, that still doesn't give him any influence over me. It didn't do that for me personally. Now, I'm different from everybody else, but I'm just saying that didn't do it for me. Malcolm, yes. I feel like everything about Malcolm, I'm like, yep. That influenced me, like, because I everything about him and Pop too, but I knew how to decipher and discern the pros and the cons.
Like I said, that was from a young man's perspective. At this point, you're absolutely right. We this is a different time. We had a different consciousness now. You know what I'm saying? So neither here nor there. As far as the Pac thing, just understanding the psyops and the games that these people play. You know what I'm saying? The psyops, the things that these people are doing to manipulate and trick people off the street. And we're grown now. Shit, I got gray hair my damn self. You know what I'm saying? But as an original crash out myself, there was a bunch of us that left the streets. You know what I'm saying? And this is how they doing that cycle of keep flushing us in and out. So Cold Black, we need positive Black music. We need our own communities. But I'm talking to a lot of amazing people that have land. Cold Black is, let's be serious about it. Like, people always want to be unified when we're at war. I hate that. You see what I'm saying? Why can't we be unified at peace and everything else? That's why I don't talk to everybody. I don't even get, at this point, I don't even care about all Black people per se. If you're not conscious, because them same Black people were the ones that sold Nat Turner. I told on Nat Turner too, right?
Well, listen, it's funny that you say that, bro, because I was just having that conversation the other day about, like, for me, like, straight up, like, I'm more about frequency. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I don't care what skin suit you dressed in. If your frequency resonates with me, I mucks with you. You know what I mean? Because that's something that I can muck with, like, because your frequency resonates with me. So I don't care what color your skin suit is, like, for real, if your frequency. And when I talk about frequency, all I'm talking about is something as simple as love, respect, and loyalty. If you have those, and that's what I'm getting from you, I don't give a damn what you look like. If you giving me that and I know it's real and I feel it's real, let's get it. And if you giving me anything other than that, I don't give a muck about what color your skin is, because that's a problem for me. That's personally how I feel about it.
Like, no, and I get it. Like I say, everybody, their perspective is everything. The reason that people know me is because you know what I'm saying? I'm from Florida, but I grew up in Mississippi. I grew up in Gulfport. And Gulfport, you already know Mississippi's Mississippi, just like Rosewood is Rosewood and all the. So in being in situations, I had to be called to not go for certain shit that these other people that were native to these lands might go for, because they were used to going for it. And I'm not going for that shit. So where I'm put up, that's where I used to look at Black people and I would just fall in love, man. I love me some, you know what I'm saying? And these same Black people will stab you in the back, try to fuck your old lady, try to damn get y'all, these same Black people, because they're programmed to do this. So this now it's like, I almost, now it's to the point where when I see conscious Black people, that's what I love. And even with that, then you got to face ego. You at the end of the day, you got to build your own clan and your own tribe, because you know what kind of morals and conduct you were on. Like, I mean, we talk about Cold Black and everything else, but like I say, it's for those that got sense, the ones that still have sense about themselves, not the non-playable characters. It's the ones that know, hey, when I go into this restaurant, I'm never gonna have my back to this door. When me and my wife are walking on the sidewalk, she's always on the inside, and I'm always, it's little small things that keep you right. Wearing turquoise. Turquoise is your indigenous protection, and it protects you through positivity and protects you through wisdom. It keeps you out the way of certain things. It keeps you. One thing about it, I don't go in crowded areas anyway. That's it. I'm too funny to be surrounded with that many people. So just like we were in Atlanta, and I was at an ice cream festival. As soon as I left, they shut that whole place up. Believe this or not. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. But I pay attention to certain things. Numbers don't lie and everything else. So you stay in positive situations. You stay positive. You stay out these people's business, but you also got to be paying attention to everything that's going on, because people are trying to throw our names in the pots. It's like I say, the world got a lot of stuff going on right now. So
yeah, you better be careful whose name you put in them pots, because you don't know what kind of pots that they got, and that's real. Play with it if you want to.
Now that's the funny thing.
Don't play with me, play with your mama.
What we're seeing now, another thing is what we're seeing now. We can say it is a bubbling civil war, right? But it don't really have nothing to do with us, and that's why people keep throwing our name in there, because they wanted to have something to do with us. You have two factions of people that don't look like us at all, that's about to have it out. That has nothing to do with us. Cold Black means mind your business. That's what Cold Black means. Cold Black means mind the business that pays you Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Like I can't tell nobody how to live their life, but when it comes to them folks, it's about to go down. It's going down. And I don't even say no name about nothing, but just sit back and watch the show. Matter of fact, don't take my word for it. Rob's been saying this for years.
Well, I wasn't gonna get into him, but since you brought his name up, he was the one that I first heard say Pac's still alive. He said it on this show, and I'm like, what?
That's why I said
I ain't gonna shoot it down and say he don't know what the hell he's talking about, because first and foremost, I don't know who the hell he know. But I know one damn thing: he got one of the most brilliant minds I ever goddamn talked to. So therefore, if he tells me that, I'm not shutting it down, because he automatically already, I feel like, from what I know of him, from the little bit of time I've known him, his mind is in a different space from most of the minds that I've dealt with. So therefore, it automatically earns that same level of credibility with what I was telling you about Pac, how if it was anybody in the world that could have pulled that off, he's the one person that I would say that, damn it, yes, there's a possibility. I can't say that about nobody else, bro. Nobody else.
Anytime
Farrakhan about Rod, like I ain't never interviewed nobody that didn't have an answer for every goddamn thing I asked him. Everything. Until like one of the last interviews we did, he didn't fully like answer every question I ever asked. And I know I take pride in asking some good questions. You know what I'm saying? But I just say all that to say that he was the one that really made me start to question whether or not he was gone for real. Because when he said that on this show, and I'm going to have to share some of them clips, like he said it with a sense of like, yeah, man, Pac ain't dead. Like, Pac chilling. Like, but he said it with a level of authority that I had to respect. And it's like, I already was on the fence, because just off of my own personal research, I could not come to a conclusion that I would be willing to take the bet either way that he was gone or that he was here. Because I'm telling you, when I tell you I researched the man, bro, like straight up. But
the whole Machiavelli, what you just said about Machiavelli, everything you just like you said, you named it Machiavelli, right? And people still don't want to do the research on what the whole Machiavellian philosophy is about, and the prince and all these different things.
That's a whole other show.
It's all a show. You gotta, and even people talk about the 48 Laws of Power and don't know about Machiavelli and the Prince.
The Prince. If you don't know about the Prince and Sun Tzu, The Art of War,
yeah, The Art of War, all these different books.
You gotta watch
Everybody wants to be these different things. We claim these different titles, but we're not studying the books. And these people live by these books. They're living by it. They didn't just study it. They read these books. These require readings for these people while they're kids. By the time they get to a certain age, they're living these principles, and we out here talking about dumb shit. We out here on some goofy shit. Go read them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, as far as the Pac thing, yeah, like I say, we already got the word from who said it. You know what I'm saying? As far as Rod, he already knows. He probably had that same conversation. When Farrakhan knows that you're an important person and you're a big player in this thing, they'll go ahead and remove you and do what they got to do. Like I said, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. When you look on TV, and I might not even say the name no more. You said the name, huh?
And I was gonna say, and see, that's the thing. Like, I don't watch TV, and I'm not on social media. If I'm not on YouTube, I do drive-bys on social media. And the only reason I do that, to be brutally honest, is that because I got groups, certain groups that I try to tap into, you know what I'm saying? Because I know there's things that I'm affiliated with that I need to know. But other than that, I don't really I try not to spend a lot of time on any of it, TV, social media, none of that, because I feel like, for me personally, I can't speak for nobody else. I'm speaking for personally just me, OG, Orisha Bemi. For me, social media is a liability, behavior, and habit. And the reason why I'm so very vocal about being against it, because I know how much time I wasted on it. I know how much time that was flushed down the toilet, just farking around, you know what I'm saying, not doing anything constructive. I felt like, for me personally, social media is destructive. So I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm about building, being constructive. So with Ashe, this is something that I can pour into and build and cultivate and nourish. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's constructive, and it's organically growing just like a garden. So yeah, I'm gonna dive into that. But the other stuff, for me, I don't find myself being somebody who is responsible enough to do it in a point where it doesn't become a liability. And I look at that like people who might recreationally drink or smoke, or, you know what I'm saying, like sex, porn, whatever. Everything is okay in moderation. But if you don't have the discipline to do it in moderation, then it could get real ugly real quick. And what I'm saying with that is, me personally, I found myself wasting a lot of time with social media. So therefore, I really do make it intentionally a habit to not be on there as much as I can. But there are pros and cons to it. That I know there's a lot of pros. So, but that's why I don't be like privy to a lot of stuff that be happening, because I intentionally try to stay unplugged from it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm blessed to have people who are, and you know, saying in the know, and they put me on the game, like you be putting me on the game with stuff that I don't be knowing nothing about. But when you say it, it makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But I know you tapped in. You feel me? So it's like, it's levels to it. And that's what it is. But the whole reason why I brought Pac up, and the reason why I wanted to like get into that so we can go on to the next level or next topic, is that when you are somebody who I feel like is a major figure, or somebody who is a major and I'm gonna say a very critical piece on the chessboard. Now, this is somebody who don't play chess, but I know life. And the reason why I say that is, if you can come into this world and you can do anything, I don't care what it is, but you can do anything, one particular thing or anything, to the point where you are able to reach worldwide acclaim for what you do at the tender young age of 25, you are somebody of very high significance to me, especially in regards to what I feel like he did, not just for melanated peoples, around the globe, but for people around the globe. Like, I mean, across the globe, white niggas, like everybody likes, like I can say everybody, but if you rock with Pac, you rock with Pac. It don't even matter what color you are, because he spoke or he did whatever it was that he does or he did that, and you felt it. You felt that. If he was somebody that you rock, he's another person I feel like you love or hate. So if you felt it and you rock with him, you know that he was sincere. You know that the him that may hit him up is not necessarily indicative of the total body of him. He's still Brenda's had a baby. He still keep your head up. He's still, I ain't mad at you. He's still, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta put on. And look, one last thing. He's a Gemini. So me being a Gemini, I know it's a lot going on up in here. It's a lot, bro. Like, it's a lot.
It's infinite computer, communication, about to like energy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, man, I grew up on Pac. You know what I'm saying? I almost different. Like one of the things about it is when he was on some real shit, he could touch your soul, and he knew he could do this shit. Until the end of time, even though that was after he passed, but until the end of time, when he said on Letter to My Unborn Child, I hadn't had my kids.
Bro. All that. So many years. Like, we can go on and on and on and on and on. That's what I'm saying. Like, so that right there was okay. Put it like this: I've never done this before, but I'm gonna do this now because the spirit is on me. I put Pac in the realm with Dr. York. Those two are two people, allegedly. I don't even know if they're people, but whatever you want to call them, they're two entities. I've never seen, felt, or heard anything like either one of them ever in life, bro. 45 years for me. Never in life can I say that there has been an entity that had the level of impact and influence over who I am and what I do the way I do it as them two. Because when I saw their work, I knew that's him. That's what it looks like to get to the top. That's what it looks like to be that man. Like that's him. Like, straight up. So, like, that's where I put Pac. Like, there's nothing like that that I can speak on, and I damn sure can't speak about anything like Dr. York. Like, there's nothing like that I can look at and point to, that I can say anybody can come and step in the ring with them or step in their circle, and like it's a debate. If you know what I'm saying, if that person can touch them, it's a big fight going on. Shout out to Bud and Canelo. Huh?
No, the influence is crazy, and that's why the case in point, homeboy, the Gusher boy, what's the name? Charlie Sheen. Yeah, him. So listen.
Wait, what you call him? The what boy?
Gusher. Listen, that's the white Pac. That's their version of Pac. You see what I'm saying? Just say what the fuck you want to say out his mouth on. And back to Cold Black, right?
Yeah, let's get back to it, man. We done went on a whole.
No, man. Oh, man. I've been tapping into these stones. You already know I got to throw some stones at you real quick. We in Cold Black, right? So everybody that be indigenous, people that watch your show are a higher class, and people that might not. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not be all the way there. But one thing, wear turquoise. This is the season of turquoise. This is the season you want to keep some tiger out on you or some black tourmaline on you. Turquoise, literally, it represents the Hun and the Po, the Yang and the Yin. it helps with your liver. It helps with all these different things. But more than anything that stood out to me is it's the soul of the liver, which stores memories from the past as well as wishes from the future. Our ancestors have always said this because they always tell you how turquoise grants wishes. Turquoise is copper-based stone, so it's already good for your blood. I'm giving you all the science for it, but more than anything, it's protection through wisdom. I mean, through the liver, lungs, kidney, it helps those. Healing, celestial blue, new beginnings, robinade, for the yang, fire, chaos energy. Right now we're in chaos, so give you some turquoise to keep you all good in chaos energy. Good for the blood circulation, like I said, same thing. Good for the chi energy, headaches, depression. We're being mentally and physically attacked. Mentally means your depression. Prevents from taking on other people's problems, other people's energy. When you're seeing all these other people in their emotions on social media, like God said, you don't want to take on these other people's problems and emotions. That shit don't be having nothing to do with us whatsoever. Right now, like I say, this is the season of turquoise. They call it the sky zone. It's for the Apache, the Olmec, the Tibetan, Feng Shui, the Mayan, African turquoise, Egyptian turquoise. It's the protection over the traveler, or only the royal used to be able to wear it. It helps for mental clarity, protection through positivity, and it's black and blue. That's one of the things they stole from us and turned into the black and blue. So yeah, man, look into turquoise. This is your indigenous. The ones that, if you have ears, you really tapped into that. Turquoise is your indigenous stone. That's why all the ancestors be tapped into it.
Yes, sir. And shout out to Queen Pearl.
Right there, that person right there. Ask them one day. You can have that conversation about the evil stuff about Walnut Grove. They know. They said Rankin County, Pearl, Mississippi. They know about Walnut Grove and what they used to do to them kids. They just tapped in right there. They must be from Mississippi.
Man, listen, what's crazy,
that's why my mentality gonna be different because I grew up in Mississippi. So I've noticed that the mentality is different from people when I moved to Tallahassee because it's a black city. But they don't comprehend it because they don't appreciate it. But when you outnumbered and you see the Klan riding up and down on streets and these niggas are scared, but these niggas want to shoot me in my face because of some colors, but you allow him to make it. You see what I'm saying? That's why I got away. And this is the mentality of a lot of people. But like I said, everybody's mentality ain't the same. Where I was thinking we were fighting for certain people because of this. You gotta realize I believe in this. You know what I'm saying? I believe in it to the extent that I'm first class right out of Black Panthers. We call ourselves Black Disciples. You see what I'm
saying? But check this out though, bro. Like I agree with everything you said, and that's why I had to that's why I wanted to share my opinion and perspective on Pac, because you and I had different paths, but there was some similarities in our past. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, it was just like you was in a different set, or whatever you want to call it. You had a different I'll say you had a different territory in regards to your path, and it was a little different in that affiliation aspect than mine. But I feel like ultimately they both were the same. It's just like mine was cool, right? But what I'm saying is this. We know what it looks like to be out there with the lions, hyenas, the coyotes, the wolves, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. And like everybody doesn't. Even people who have a so-called career speaking about those things, you know what I'm saying? Speaking about that type of life or activity that really was not really out in that wilderness. You wasn't in that wilderness, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know this. That goes back to the crisis actors. There are artists in hip hop who are crisis actors because they're portraying stories, situations, and accounts of things they never lived. You know what I'm saying? Never lived, bro. Like, and so therefore, you ain't the same. Look what Kendrick say. They not like us. You see what I'm saying? So like, there's a different variation of credibility and authenticity in regards to certain situations when it comes to atmospheres and environments. I say all that to say that everything you just said, that was why I wanted to go to bat for Pac, because I know for a fact in those days in my personal life, Pac saved me from like often some stuff. Let's just put it that way. Because when I was in the moment and the mindset when I was really ready to go there, his voice was the one that kept me from doing it, because I was listening to one of his songs on repeat that literally saved a lot of lives, bro. So I'm gonna say it like this.
Gotta make a change.
You know, like I look at him like I look at Eshu. Eshu can literally walk you into the gates of the promised land or guide your ass to the gates of hell, depending on you know what I'm saying, what you got going on, bro. Like, and I feel like Pac had that ability, like that Gemini effect. You know the butterfly effect. I feel like he had that Gemini effect.
It's powerful, and that's why we don't. That's one of the things. One of the lessons I did learn was don't get caught up in the messenger. Just catch the message, man. Catch what message means the most to you. All that get caught up in the messenger, we're not supposed to worship people and everything else. So that's the lesson I did learn about. But yeah, man, it's an unseen hand out here, and it's a whole lot of
anybody worship you.
I
said, and if you're gonna worship anybody, worship you.
You got listen. That's the real thing. You study yourself, and you'll find God. Study yourself, and you'll find God. So
you remember that song? Man, what if God was one of us? It was a European that sung it. I can't remember, but I like boy, that European said something with that boy. Because
man, you should have. You remember Rick James and Tina Marie?
Yeah,
they had a song like that back in the day, talking about how many times it was just that was amazing. Like everybody back then would use the music to really tell you what was really going on. Earth, Wind, and Fire been on it. That's why I kind of be mad at Pop, because I know you knew what was up, but you didn't speak on what was up because you got locked in onto this realm that you really went on. And the thing is, once you get to a certain age, you don't even be on that shit no more. I be seeing a lot of lames that be doing a lot of stuff. These people be 30, 40 years old talking about gangbanging.
Bro, I don't know who it was. Somebody in the tribe put Pop was a chameleon. I don't know who it was. I appreciate you, tribe, for whoever left that comment. But that right there was perfect. Like that was a perfect way to describe him. He was a chameleon.
You know Boomy Red Pop, right?
Huh?
You know Boomy Red Pop?
Bruh, listen.
Boomy Red Pop and me.
Listen, I was just with her. Look, that's why I've been off grid. I've been with her. We've been doing things that I can't talk about. Let's just put it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know where I come from, bro. Oh, and I know who sent me.
The energy right there, because energy never dies, and when it finds you. But I thought that was amazing to be connected with people that's connected, even Professor Smalls. That's who you need to talk about Pop, because he's the one that was talking about the organization that Pac and Jay-Z, when Jay-Z sold Pac out. Like, I don't even know why we talking about, but it goes deep. When Jay-Z sold Pac out, Pac and all them, they knew it was all, the world is a stage. They knew that the world was a stage, and they did what they did to get the views up, because they didn't have social media back then. They were talking about selling records, and to get the views up and get the money up to do what they were going to do for real, they needed drama, because people love drama. No matter how smart we are, we might not get all them likes, we might not get all them share, follow, none of it. We might not get all the subscribers. You're gonna have some dummy say some goofy shit. I just saw a Young Thug drop a song. He got 50,000 views. How are y'all still listening to this dude? People are not.
Let me take this. Let me take this into a behind the scenes aspect of the show. How many times have you and I personally one-on-one, it's just me and you talking, when I be like, bruh, man, I don't give a damn about them numbers. I don't give a damn. I don't care if it hit 50, 60,000. If it hit 50, 60 million, that's cool, because I know for a fact it could be a video that might have 1,000, that I might have got 50 to 100 messages like, thank you for this. That did this for me. That did that for me. I love, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is what matters. That's the real G code, because that's what's making a real impact. Like, I'm not on here for them numbers and all that other that fugazi bullshit. And there's people who are, and them the same people I'm talking about that in real life. You ain't moving like that. Don't play. But anyway, back to the show. But that's real though. I want to make sure I emphasize that, because
I'm telling you,
they might have these kind of numbers, this kind of that. But in real life, though, you're not moving like that.
And in real life,
I know how many people I'm helping. I know how many people lives are being changed in real life, and you ain't doing that. So don't play with me.
Yeah,
that's why I said, don't worry about them numbers, bro. We know what's really popping. Like, and for who is for is who is for.
Facts, big facts. Man, the numbers, just like you said, numbers don't lie. The reason I say that is because every 911 or right before 911, every time before the fall equinox, Bobby Hemmett told us this. I just posted on the page. Everybody says, I think a lot of people are talking about it right now, but Bobby laid it up for us. Before the fall equinox, before any kind of equinox, they're gonna do some crazy stuff. And right around the winter solstice, they're gonna do some crazy stuff too. Look, at the same time, Mo3 died the year before that. When Nipsey or Dolph died the year before that. When Nipsey died, it's the game. It's the name of the game to get that cipher energy out of you. It's a ciphering game. They're using this. They're doing rituals. We're the only ones that are scared to talk about rituals out loud, but these people are doing rituals in our face in real time with real blood. You know what I'm saying? So Pay attention to that, man. It's a lot of stuff that going on. Mind you, pay attention how the boy in the White House, he holds a picture of the black man and says, this is the picture. The dude that looks like this is the picture of the enemy. But they never said nothing about the white man that cut that black girl's throat. You see what I'm saying? This is happening way too often. If you're not on Cold Black, I know they tricked a lot of us out of spot. A lot of our women say, we don't need no man. That's fine. Then go get you a weapon, get you a group of women. Stop thinking shit friendly out here because it's not. Stop thinking that, I don't see color. They're gonna be nice to me because these people are mentally fucked up. We talk about how black people got generational trauma, but we don't even know where these people came from. These people are cabbage patch. What kind of emotional or generational trauma do you think? You think these people are you think these people are crazy towards us?
Wait. Go back.
How crazy?
You said they what cabbage patch? What? Say it again.
Oh yeah, we know about the cabbage patch kids. Look. Hey, listen. They can argue about everybody else, but when they're saying what they're saying we fought for these lands because they don't know no other lands. They're cabbage patch kids. These are the first pass of clones or incubator babies. And don't take my word for it. Look up Cabbage Patch Kids. We ain't gotta look for people are looking for the boats that brought us over here. You'll come out better finding the boats that brought them over here, and they're telling you this. So yeah, man. As far as that go, man, what were we talking about again?
We're just building, bro. Like, ultimately, like we've been hitting a lot of different stuff, but we was going back to the actual topic at hand, which is the black cold black. So moving past, moving. I said we were talking about the black code. So, i.e., with that being said, moving packs, moving groups, stay protected, stay armed, energetically, physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, financially. Everything, like, you know what I mean? Like, stay.
You got time to be out here on the Disneyland. See, Disney tricked a lot of people. People don't understand what Disney is. Disney put a lot of people to sleep. You don't know what Disney is and how evil Disney is, but like Disney got you out here thinking the lions, tigers, and bears are friends or want to be your friend, and these things gonna rip your face off or set you up and everything else. So yeah, man, pay attention to everything. Like proper preparation prevents poor performance. We say that all the time, man. You ain't got to get ready when you stay ready. Protect each other. Stay in circles. Like now's the perfect time to come together. If you're growing food, now's the time to start going out there and figure out what's going to go through the winter time or what we can do to start networking. Now's the time because these people are telling you these people ain't making millions and millions of followers for no reason. These people feel like that for real. They don't say it out loud because they're cowards. They say it behind computer screens. They say it on Twitter. They say it on X's. They say it on all these little apps. But they're telling you how they feel. They want the right to say that. They have the right to say how they feel.
Yeah,
it's going to be Negroes that want to. I want to sit in your restaurant. I have the right to sit in your restaurant. I have the right for you to spit my food. I want the right to go to your. Why do you want the right to do that? We by numbers are better when we're segregated from them anyway. We need to be segregated from them anyway. We be in the wrong business. Cold Black, mind the business that pay you, man. Stay out these people way. Stay away from these people. These people gotta look. Game of Thrones. Like I said, if we think these people are vicious towards us, look at their history and how vicious they were to themselves.
But that goes back to
they've ever done to us. Our bloodline
goes back to us doing the knowledge and doing the research. Because if we did that, we know. And that goes back. Look, like I told you, I don't even play chess, but I know how to play life. And it goes back to the art of war. If you know yourself and you know the enemy, then you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot. The chances of you being successful in the art of war are very high. If you know yourself and you know your enemy. But if you don't know yourself and you don't know your enemy, or either or, if you know yourself but you don't know your enemy, or if you know your enemy and you don't know yourself, yeah, the chances ain't too high that you're gonna win. But if you know both, if you know yourself and you know your enemy, and you know why you're at war and you know what you're going for in this war, I think the odds are with you.
And bro, we've been telling you knowledge itself is number one for a long time. So if you ain't got knowledge for self by now, you in trouble. You on the pond. The ponds move first. You gonna be one of them guys out there trying to steal toilet paper when shit go down. They got a whole movie that came out with called Civil War. I'm not sure if it's in the theaters, whatever, but they told you what they thinking about. They spend money on these movies to tell you but the first thing they do is they want to divide everybody on the land. They've done that. We're not paying attention to the Makavellian concept, how to distract, divide, and step by step what they're doing. They've already divided everybody. Niggas don't like niggas. Niggas don't like nobody like nobody right now. Cool. But that's making it real easy for everybody to get X'd out one by one. Click up with your tribe, create your tribe, get you some bylaws, stand in the bylaws. There is no exceptions to these rules. Like if you're saying, you better know who you're dealing with, man, because some Negroes will sell you out for a little bit of nothing. They will sell you out to be accepted. I don't even know half these social media people, but they on here, they hear this man talking about black women. They hear, instead of people focus on the worst aspect of it, talking about black on black violence. Can we talk about white on white violence right now or no? Y'all don't want to talk about white on white violence, right? Because the one they were trying to put off on everybody else that turned dude into a ketchup packet, they were talking about everybody else, but it was one of them that did it, or so they say. So it's a lot of things, bro. We just got to pay attention to. We got to stay out these people's ways. Stay trying to stop being friendly. Their system don't apply to us. Their government don't apply to us. If we talk about we're sovereign and we're indigenous, we all the other things, we got to act like it and stay out these people's way. That means, how do you do that? That means we got to start focusing on black-owned business. I know it always goes back to black economics, but doesn't it though?
Yeah, but it's supposed to. But
it always goes back to that. And people ain't tapping in, but that's what we really need to be talking about right now. More than anything, Code Black. We got to learn how to stay out the way. You got that's just for the ones that know. Anybody else, do as you please. But you can't expect nobody to like, people are doing dumb shit.
But everybody's not built like that, and that goes back to what we were talking about. Like when for me personally, even when it goes to frequency, bro. Because think about it, like I've supported you, like really from I don't know how, I don't even remember what year we met, bro. But it don't even matter to me because either way it goes, it's always been love. As a matter of fact, shout out to goddamn, what's his name? Dag nabbit. You had him on your show recently, and
so here.
Yeah, shout out to yeah. I bumped into him last night, man. So let me give him a Kabiesi shout out. Kabiesi. Like I said, some things we can't talk about online, but I'm just saying, like, shout out to Baba because we crossed paths last night, and but I'm saying all that to say that, like, what's known don't need to be said, but like what's real don't need to be known. Like we know already. You feel what's real, like you know what I'm saying. So me and you've been like that from the time we met, and nothing's changed for me. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nothing changed. So, and I say all that to say, people do change, bro. Like some people get a certain level of quote unquote success or notoriety or a new position or da, and they change. They switch up on you real quick. So now you got to go by, if this person is really for me, does it matter what their skin suit looks like, or does it not? Now, let's be clear. I'm rocking with all melanated people all day, every day. But if you melanated and you on the fuck shit, I'm not rocking with that, period. I don't get down with it. I don't support it. And I'm not rocking with it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But if you got high level loyalty, love, and respect, and your frequency's on point, I don't care what your skin suit looks like. I'm rocking with you, especially if I could check off that that's really legitimately you. And trust and believe, I got different levels of layers of ways to check in on that.
As far as the level part, that's what I was about to say. I was like, yeah, I fuck with me because there's a lot of amazing people that be hitting me up, and they don't always be our color. Some of them, and these people be trying to give me keys and clues. I'll be like, first off, how do you think I didn't already know this? But I'll listen to you. And second off, why do you think that you're gonna get that close to me? I don't allow everybody to get that close to me. Like I said, keep your guard up. But because now I'm getting a lot of new friends out of nowhere, and I don't even know what I'm saying to make these people want to be my friend. So I always pay attention to things like that. I keep my circle small on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why, because you're growing, bro. And remember, we talked about this too offline. Like, I realized this. I've been doing this for over 10 or going on 10 years. Next year will be 10 years I've been doing like public speaking. I wasn't out on social media doing it, but I've been in real classrooms, real boardrooms, real churches, real, mosques, I've been doing this work for damn near 10 years, and nobody can take that from me. So I'm not new to this. I've been true to this. So therefore, with that being said, like, none of this is new. It's just new for me to be online doing this. But I've been doing this in real life. And that goes back to what I was saying about us. When we first linked up, it was in real life. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, nothing's changed. But I can
I'm about to change up, bro. I'm about to go I'm about to do like Young Pharaoh. I'm about to play crazy. If you see me in my next video, you see me crazy, looking crazy or something, don't pay me no mind. Just do the clicks and you'll understand why. And then I'm gonna bounce back like young Pharaoh. I'm telling you now. That's the way you just blow. Gotta humiliate yourself with some shit. That's what I heard. But yeah, man, what else you got, God?
I ain't humiliating a damn thing.
No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
I get what you're saying though. No, I get what you're saying though, because like pretty much it goes back to what you were saying about how like people of European descent will say ratchet, raggedy, crazy, you know what I'm saying, racist things to get, you know, the attention, the notoriety. And a lot of people do that, even us, unfortunately. But for me personally, I've always chose the route of authenticity because it's always worked for me. It's always worked for me, bro. From the time,
that's when you look at yourself,
as a single young man.
Look at yourself compared to somebody like Charleston White and ask the question: Why or do they look at these characters because they're entertaining? You see what I'm saying? They're entertaining. That's it. So no, man. When you out there, you already know. That's why I say, like you always talk about energy of pop. One thing about it, you always have the energy to talk to people and talk to kids, and like you said, change people. The other day, I had some kids hit me up. Like this young man wants to hit me up right now. He talking about some shit on some science shit. He might very well teach me something. It was another young dude hit me up the other day. We just talked on live. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who the hell you change. Like people be hitting me up and I don't even. So they be watching your channel that live in this city that hit me up and like, yo, I just saw you. I'm like, man, I'm glad I ain't out here living in no negativity and I can get love because man, you know what I'm saying? People, it be happening. People are like real time be seeing you. So Cold Black, man, show love. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with who fuck with you. Ask people what their motives are. Because if you ask somebody what their motives are, man, what is your goal? If the first thing they say out their mouth is money, that's who you watch out for. You know what I'm saying? Because the goal is to give me a couple acres of land in the middle of the woods and duck off and grow me some food and create and be able to mind my business on a beautiful land, watching beautiful exotic black women walk around on the garden and do. That's my goal. I don't need much. See, one lump sum of money. I don't even need lump sum of money. You give me a couple acres of land. I just told you what I was gonna do. Now you see what I'm saying? I get my own animals. I get all that. So when you ask somebody what their goal is, what is their ulterior motive? But most people they can't answer that because the real answer is money. That means they'll do anything for $1, and they're doing something for a dying dollar. So it's not, you got to pay attention to them kind of folks. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if you ain't talking about building community, like we've been talking about building community, trying to help people that do need to talk to people like with mental health, they are the agents. We're going to talk about Cold Black and talk about Black Messiahs and everything else. You got to talk about the agents that try to take all them people down and infiltrate and psyops and all these other different things. So yeah, guy, man, I appreciate you, man, for inviting me on, man, for real.
Yeah, nah. Already, I mean, bro, and you gotta think, and like I said, you know me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We've been trying to do this for, I think, damn near about 2 weeks, bro. It's just been so many things.
Every day we were supposed to do it, numbers don't lie. It was either a portal, a full moon, this was happening, that was happening, and the night we were supposed to do it, a lot of people don't realize the night we were going to do it was the night before old boy got hit.
Which was 999, right? Was that the 999?
Yeah, it was 999.
You can't make, bro. You can't make this ish up, and that's what I be. That's why. Oh man, I love it. So I was having another conversation earlier today, literally today, and this one I know happened today, and I know who I was talking to. But it went down to, it came about because we were talking. Oh, that's dope.
No, I'm just
put it back up.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. These spiritual tools, these spiritual weapons, and if you know, each one of them is a little different. But this one's from Morocco with the Giname on there. This one's from Mexico. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, man. We at war, get your spiritual tools up. Because if you got your spiritual tools up, that's going to protect you. That's going to protect you with the answers anyway. You ain't got to worry about nothing. So, yeah, I was just showing that there while you were talking, God. You there? Yo.
Yeah, I'm here. I like to highlight when there's facts being shown, facts being dropped, and jewels being shown. Man, I gotta highlight you. So, but nah, with that being said, bro, like it really, I was saying, it brought me back to a conversation I was having earlier today. And the conversation was about like titles and things of that nature, and how I take pride in not talking about those types of things, whether it's about myself or anybody else, because at the end of the day, I feel like, and there's no knock to nobody who have titles and who have, different types of notoriety aspects about themselves, because I respect it. You know, I've been blessed to get a few myself, but I don't talk about it because for me, my work is my talk. This channel is my talk. Me showing up and doing what I do, that's my talk. The reason why I was offline for the last 9-10 days, because I was working with the spirits, working with nature, working with real people with real problems. That's why I wasn't here. So just because I wasn't here online, don't mean I wasn't doing what I know I was called to do for the divine. I do the work. My work speaks for me. I don't have to talk about none of that other stuff, titles, numbers. Nah, because I know what's real. And the people that I resonate with, those are the people who I consider to be real, because real recognize real. So therefore, I don't have to go into all that extra stuff. But I say all that to say that you was talking about, now I had a brain fart. You was talking about something that I wanted to talk about in regards to, what was it? Anywho, but yeah, it's a real thing, man, and it was a real conversation. And shout out to the Gemini tribe, man, because yeah, the Geminis is in the building, like for real, for real, for real. So I appreciate y'all. I rock with y'all on a whole nother level. But before we get out of here, bro, I'm gonna bring 2 more questions up real quick because these were something that I wanted to get to. One, shout out to Serenity Reigns 22. She said that you spoke about Tiger's Eye when you were speaking about stones. Can you hit that one for me, please, bro? And then I'll bring up a couple.
So of course I'm in love with turquoise, so I'm always talking about turquoise. But Tiger Eye is a protection stone for the traveler. Keep it in your car. It helps you. Also spray your tires with rum with rum. But Tiger Eye protects you from jinns and different things, different spirits on the roads, on the currencies. So Tiger Eye is great for protection. Keep it in your car. But it's not good for everybody. It's certain zodiacs that ain't supposed to have Tiger Eye. But yeah, keep Tiger Eye in your car. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Like literally, I'm so infatuated with turquoise right now, just realizing how powerful turquoise is. Bro, the police pulled me over and they saw the turquoise and left me alone. So turquoise for the win right now. Tiger Eye does what Tiger Eye do. Of course, obsidian does what obsidian, but your ancestors, they didn't have to go far. They used each one of these stones how they wanted to use them. And I'm telling you, when I tell you the best thing you can do right now is get you some turquoise, especially if you especially in spirit work. I don't care what you claim, Africa, Asia, Mars, whatever. If you talk to the ancestors, get you some turquoise. Tiger Eyes for your car, traveling. If you're doing jinn work, Tiger Eyes good because you can control the jinns a lot. Obsidian is amazing for keeping you out of bad situations. But quick, like I said,
real quick, when you speak about jinn work, can you break down what a jinn is and then how to do that work? Because some people might not know. So I'm for the people in the back. Real quick.
Yeah. Jinns. All right. So technically, in Islamic perspective, they would say the jinn is fire, right? A jinn is a fire spirit. That goes back to that yang energy we were talking about earlier. But in that yang energy is a fire spirit. Those fire spirits are what they would call mischievous. Sometimes, or what people can loosely call them demons, but they're not really demons per se. But they can still ride bodies. They still whisper. They're whisperers. They can say things to you. People can use jinns. People are using jinns right now to fight their warfare right now. That's why you see all the crazy stuff on X and Twitter, because they're manipulating your mind through the jinns. And jinn only he fights you through your desires. Your think about it. You ever seen Wishmaster G?
I don't think I've seen that.
Wishmaster was a jinn. If you tap into the movie Wishmaster, he was a jinn. He was inside the stone. Hey, can you go back to the other question about that? Yeah, Obsidian for sure. That was a start. Yep, the start of race war after shooting it. Yeah, bro. Thank you. One, like I say, we vaguely touched on that, but they don't talk about school shooters when they shoot kids. All the kids they don't start. Listen, I mean, now another thing, even with the HBCU thing, all this is a play, bro. The HBCU don't give a damn about these kids either. All these schools are. Why do you think they're allowing grown men? Dude was like 30-some years old debating kids, and in his mind, he was just that guy. He was debating little kids. All that thing is an act. They know exactly who to set him up with. They're sending him right now. They got these young people that's dumb feeding into this energy. They're ciphering those young people energy because those are the people that are gonna do something stupid 5 years from now. I'm telling you, he was the white people's pop, just saying some random shit that he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about and barking up the wrong tree type shit. You heard me? So yeah, it's most definitely fair. When it comes to HBCUs, man, these they are not your friend. These people are evil, bro. When we say our own, You can't say, oh, I went to FAMU and FAMU is a black school when FSU owns it. And FSU, make sure you don't get no kind of real curriculum in there besides being a good pharmacy technician. Okay. Outside of that, then what? So, yeah, Obsidian super powerful. Yeah, man, most definitely focus on that black-owned business.
Yeah.
What the hell do?
Do
always
it
stay strapped. You ain't got to get ready when you stay ready. Sprinkle a little whatever you need on them when you need it. Goon like bullets. You know what I'm saying? So stay ready at all times, man. Don't play with these people. These people are not playing with you. They are designed to try to hurt you. They are designed to try to take you out. They don't attack our grown men. You ain't never seen these people take down a gangbanger or a grown man. None of it. They attack Tamir Rice's. They attack our women. They attack our children. They might attack, but you know what I'm saying. But they're attacking mostly our men, our women and children, or weaker men or weaker thinking men. You know what I'm saying. So protect yourself. Keep staying good environment. Stay high vibrational. Focus on yourself. Mind the business that pays you. Fuck with black-owned businesses right now. So
yeah,
let the ancestors waking up. I'll say.
Well, you know, and shout out to Starkey Y11. That name is dope, by the way. Like that's a dope name. Like that's a very encrypted, like layered metaphysical name on a lot of different levels. So with that, let me just say shout out to you for your name first and foremost, because I am them, and I see. I'm reading through what they did. I don't know anything about this person, nothing. But I know one thing: they know something. They know a lot about a lot because that name alone is speaking to me in a different layered, encrypted, you know, what I'm saying, coded message. With that being said, though,
what he just said, let the ancestors awaken. Right now, we're moving into that season, like Oya season, everything else. The veil's about to be real thin. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on where it's ancestor work. You got to shed blood for ancestor work. And every time on the 4th of July, they're going to do some crazy stuff. Every time before 9/1, they got to remind you how to be patriotic. Remember, they had to make a sacrifice. They got to make a martyr. They got to play this game of sacrificing somebody to, you know what I'm saying? It's all a game. So right now, they're ciphering energy from all the way around. It's just a game. Next month is going to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know who it's going to be. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, bro. Cold Black, man. Pay attention. I hear him say, man, like I say, you ain't got to get ready when you stay ready. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Stay in crowd. Stay like this is not the time to be arguing in-house. This is the time to be trying to figure everything out, get all these little petty disagreements out the way and focus, because the world is out to get us right now because they have to return the land. And these people are throwing a whole temper tantrum about this. You know what I'm saying?
Tizzy.
The first thing they said on the video was, what the white dude say? He said, man, we got to fight for our ancestral lands that y'all stole. So you're literally saying this is your ancestral land that you fought for and y'all stole it through blood. They're telling you that they're expecting us, because the prophecy, they're expecting us to take it back through blood. And we don't have to take it back through blood per se. We can take it back through ritual. And that's what they're scared of. You know what I'm saying? Getting them off this land through ritual. Stay out of these people's face. Don't give them the energy that they looking for. Give them the energy they ain't looking for. The extra energy that they ain't looking for. Like you said, wake them ancestors up. So that's the thing. Cut off all ties. That's it. That's it. So God, man, it's a pleasure, most definitely, man. I appreciate tapping in with you. It's been a minute. But yeah, man, Cold Black for sure, man. That means stay ready. Stay on your, you know what I'm saying? Pay attention. Don't let just people just be in your comfort zone. Stop being so ignorant where you out here playing with these people. Why are these people out here playing with the police? The police tell you to do something. The best thing for you to do is to do it. You fight everything else in court. I'm saying, little boy in Jacksonville, bro, you was all in the wrong. You got people fighting for you, and you was dead in the wrong. If you know you dead in the wrong, take your lick. Do what you got to do. My homeboy just died running from the police over a gram of coke. Take your lick and stop being stupid. Emotional intelligence, we got to stop. Don't put yourself in a situation that puts yourself in a situation to put yourself in a situation. You see what I'm saying? So that's it, man. Stay out of these people's way. Keep your top hat in your car. Like Bobby Hemming always used to tell you, keep your black top hat in your car. You ain't got to worry about the police. Get you some High John the Conqueror. You ain't got to worry about the police. That's just talking about some spiritual warfare. We're going to talk about spiritual. Get you some turquoise. You ain't got to worry about these police no more. And then you work after you ain't worried about that no more and stand out these people's way and being self-sufficient. Like you said, we don't even know what Charlie Sheen or whatever his name is. We don't even know who he is no more. He don't exist to us. He that's what they got going on. we shouldn't even let them cipher our energy at all, because right now it's equinox. We supposed to be manifesting well and manifesting abundantly and manifesting this land and manifesting this crystal city. And you know what I'm saying? I say the real I say, you know what I'm saying? Let the lands go back to the mothers and let us be out here living free in abundance of greatness. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir. Yeah. Nah. I appreciate you, bro. Technology again, trying to get this thing right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, on my end, I got all kind of malfunctions. But no, shout out to the tribe. Shout out to everybody who held it down with us tonight. Man, y'all gotta forgive me and give me some grace, family, because I couldn't keep up, boy, because the tribe was tribing in them comments, boy. We got, I can't even see what the number count is, but I'm pretty sure we got a couple hundred comments in that thing, if not more. So I was trying my best to share as many as I could and to answer as many as I could. But shout out to M. Lola. They put their message up at 11:41. M. Lola, I am definitely working on that. I personally, I'm gonna keep it real because that's what I have to do. I'm working on putting together a team to help me to assist with keeping up with the messages, the emails, all that stuff, because it's a challenge. It's just me for the most part. But excuse me. The creator and the divine has shown me that there are deities and entities and energies that are aligning with me that I feel like in due time I'll be able to make some things happen to build a team that I can be a lot more accessible in regards to at least giving replies and responses back. So with that, Lola, I'm gonna definitely work on that, and I'm gonna get with you and get to that in due time. But I'm not sure how much you heard in the show, but there's been a lot of stuff that I've been working on offline that's very significant in regards to people and really like real life stuff in regards to, what I'm saying, like the people and me doing my work as a servant to the people. So with that, I'm gonna definitely make sure that I get to you. You got my word before I do the next live, or at least before next weekend. I'll definitely make sure that I get that taken care of with responding to you and getting that message answered and read. And then also I wanted to share with the tribe because it's been a lot. I feel like everything we did tonight, bro, like it was on point, it was on time, and the comments said it for us. We ain't had to say it, but I couldn't get to everybody. But I'm gonna say this: United we stand, divided we fall. It is what it is, and one thing about the creator always has, always is, and always will be, and so will we. And brother Stone, I appreciate you, bro, and the work that we do. You can't be measured because we don't get measured by numbers, subscribers, like bank accounts, none of that. Because when the system crashes and there ain't no money, who's gonna be the creme de la creme then? The people who gonna be there for the people. That's the frequency I'm on, because I don't need money. I don't need no jewels. I don't need no phantoms. I don't need none of that, bro, because my energy and my work speaks for me. And one thing I know, you ain't gonna outwork me. I'm a competitor, bro. I'm a hustler by all means necessary. And anything I do, I'm a hustler. And I don't see you. If you're on the other side of the line, I don't see you. And I'm coming to get you, boy. KBAC. I'm throwing bolts at you, boy. Don't play with me. So with that,
real quick, also gold backs. I keep on forgetting it, man. Get your gold up, man. Get your silver up. Silver and gold is the best investment right now. We talking about the system. We talking about we want to be free of the system. Take your money out of that paper money and get you some sound money. Get you some gold and some silver, or some stones or something, man. Get you something tangible, because it's gonna be a cold winter. That's the best thing I can tell you. It's gonna be a real cold winter this year. Prepare. Don't be the ant. Don't be the grasshopper.
I say, yeah. And real quick, I'm gonna put this on the let me put that on the screen, because that's somebody who was reaching out to me and I hadn't got the chance to respond back. And because I take pride in being real authentic, like I'm not gonna be asking y'all to cash at me. And I'm not. I take the bet, because I don't want to. I don't want to stir nothing up. But I'm just like I'm keeping it a buck.
I know what you're about to say.
No, but I'm keeping it a buck for real, because at the end of the day, I know the people and those people who I'm serving, I know that they know that I'm serving. Like I'm doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to share screenshots of messages that I get for the people that, you know what I'm saying, are benefiting from the work, because that's not me. But I'm doing it though. You know what I mean? So if you don't see me, trust and believe I'm still working. And even if I leave this body, holla at your boy. Holla at you, boy. Boy, I'm gonna come and see you, boy. I'm gonna come and get shit right. Because Makavellian energy. The body they don't just, they don't quantify me. I know, but anywho, with that being said, bro, it's been an honor and a pleasure, man. We got to definitely make sure that we get it popping again, and I'm glad that it happened the way it happened. Even though literally, and this is another thing. This is between me and Stone. You know how many times we tried to make this happen, bro. Like how many, and it didn't. But the one thing I can say online, and we talk about it offline. How many times did I let you know, like, bro, man, you know what I'm saying, like, but at the same time, I kept it a buck with you. I didn't have to sugarcoat shit.
Yeah, man. It is, man. Look, if they want to tap into us, man, we got plenty of videos. Go watch them. Tap into the last one, and then tap into the last one, and tap the last one. If you want to support my page, man, come to my page, hit like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Binge watch a couple of them because we got a lot of good information out there. We're doing a lot of good things. We're connecting a lot of amazing people. You can always catch me on Matriarch Mondays doing a lot of amazing stuff. We're doing jury, man. If you want to support us, we ain't asking for no handouts and nothing, man. I got products. We have products you can go support. We got artifacts. We got stones. We got all sorts of different things. Let Orisha Stone, you know what I'm saying, introduce you to your higher self. And that's all, man. Shit, just support us like that. We ain't trying to do nothing besides be the counter to this foolishness and the ignorance out here. It's cold black. Protect yourself at all times. Protect everything you love at all times. So
I say, oh, service to the people, man. Power to the people and serving the people. Man. But yeah, real quick, bro. Before we get out of here, if you want to share the socials, your YouTube channel, and how people can find you and link up with you to get access to you, or the jewels and everything else before we get out of here. So that way, and I'm gonna put it in the comments. I mean, I'm gonna put it in the description and all that too. But just for the sake of us, just keeping it a buck. And United we stand divided fall, and collaboration over competition, because it's a lot of people who worship that dollar and they don't want to collaborate because they want to have a level of so-called allegedly preconceived, or I would say false narrative of superiority, because they might have a little more followers, subscribers, or dollars, whatever. They don't move like that. And that's cool with me, because I know when the shit hits the fan and the dust settles, I know who and what I am, and I know
man, rejection. One thing I learned: rejection be protection. Rejection be protection. We just did a video about you were talking about collaborating. Yo, the people that's meant to collaborate is going to collaborate. The ones that got good sense going to collaborate. We just did Matriarch Economics. They got a lot of different goddesses that I'm talking to. Medicine queens, elders, the elders of night. We have so many powerful people that we can connect to and get wisdom from and tap into. That right now, you can my YouTube is under the same name, Orisha Stone. My Instagram under the same name. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and we'll get it done, man. We'll get it done. But man, no, man, we really just trying to damn push the positivity and get this shit done. Like all the distractions, we passed that. So yeah, man, support, and we're gonna support back. We're gonna find a way to support you back, man. We're gonna move. We're gonna get this shit done. So
already, yeah, that's real. And shout out to Chosen by Nature, because you did share your YouTube channel, right? Let me put that up there too, because like I said, I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, you put it up there, right?
Oh, it's Orisha Stone. It's literally Orisha Stone. You can go Orisha Stone Free Gems or Esoteric TV. If they put up Orisha Stone, you only gonna see me on there with you or on my page. I don't be, you know what I'm saying, jumping teams and bouncing around. I know I'm for a chosen few. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So no, man, we
go with everybody gonna run with me. I'm humble to say, the same people I was talking about earlier, like either you love them or you hate them. I know I'm one of them. You either gonna love me or you hate me. Like I don't feel like there's a middle ground. I think you either gonna love me or you gonna hate me, and I'm cool with both. But just be real with me on which side you're on, so I know how to move with you. Because if you hate me, I'm cool with that, but I know how to move with you.
Man, don't even waste your emotions on me.
Real with me, because I'm gonna be real with you.
I'm a figure of your imagination. Don't even waste your energy on me. If we gave you some good information, that was from the ethers, that was from the Most High, and we hope we don't offend nobody. I don't want no enemies. We don't need no more extra enemies. We got enough enemies out here. Like I said, it's time to link up time. It's time to unite time, and we can be way stronger together on some universal soldier, cosmic empire type shit. If we really want to get on it, you know what I'm saying? It's too many powerful of us out here, and we just stuck in ego. Right now is not the time to be an ego. That's how, if you know anything about history, that's how every ancestor is lost. Think about it. Hawaii was only one tribe of people. That means all of them was related on the Hawaiian island. And then when the colonizer came, he divided them. When you look at West Africa, the colonizer said, "Yo, that's your enemy." When you look at the Tawa people in Rwanda, they told the other Africans, "Yo, these are your enemy." So as long as we ain't falling for the same old banana in the tailpipe, we gonna be all right, man. We gonna get out this matrix, bro. Everything is working in our favor. We just gotta be on. We gotta be on our shit. So, yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. It's been amazing. Hopefully, we do suspend.
Yeah. Hey, you already know, but look. I said no. You already know, but look. You know me, and I love it too. So I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you again, but not necessarily. No. But hear me out. Not necessarily that I disagree, because I don't. I appreciate and I respect what you said, but because I am who I am, and I know myself, I'm gonna say this. I don't give a damn if you don't like what I say or if I offended you. Don't watch. Look at another channel.
I say,
because if you ain't rocking with me, then don't. And I'm cool with that. But I know my heart, and I know where I come from, and I know who I come to serve. So clearly, if you don't like me, you're not in that box. So keep it pushing, because I'm gonna serve this box though. I'm gonna do that.
It's your box. You do what you want to do in your box.
Because I know who I came to serve. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's me, because I'm gonna be me. Because I know you don't like me anyway. So let me all the way be me, so you don't like me being me. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You ain't never gotta worry about me faking the funk or hiding behind any inauthenticity about being me. So there it is.
I say. Man, I gotta get you on that chessboard one of these days. Before we long, we gotta get you on that chess, because you'll be a mastermind. You learn that chess for real.
No, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, man.
For real.
Man, peace and blessings, y'all, man. I appreciate the tribe, man. Thank y'all, man. Tap into us. Like I said, we always doing some Matriarch Mondays. And I'm always gonna be doing something, man. Today's my son's birthday. Tomorrow's a Biki's birthday. So it's like, yeah, man, I'm going back to back. I got a whole lot to do, you know what I'm saying? So now I gotta tap and do that family time thing. So man, I appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate y'all. You want to support, man? Get some amazing jewelry, man. Get you some turquoise. We got you.
You already know, bro. Well, shout out to the young king, shout out to the queen, and then this is a cryptic coded message too, but shout out to the Ibeji, shout out to Baba Ibase, Baba Ogunye, Kaguo Kabiesi, or Obakoso, Baba Shango. Those who know, they know. And so with that, I got to do that, because at the end of the day, I got to show love to those who I know show love to me, and I got to represent for those who I know represent for me. So with that being said, man, shout out to the tribe, shout out to you and your family, bro. Shout out to your tribe, your queen, your young king, man. I definitely wish them a happy birthday. And man, yeah, we're gonna get it popping, bro. So I definitely holler at you, man. We'll make it happen again in the very near future for sure.
Man, appreciate you, guys. Peace.
Already, you already know. All right, family. So this has been another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I'm your host, Orisha Bami. Shout out to the God, Orisha Stone. We out, family. I'll see y'all next week. Matter of fact, we might, next week. And then for the Patreon community and the channel community, we'll definitely be having some streams, links posted in the communities. In regards to the new private community meetings that we'll be having coming up this week. We're gonna get back on it, tribe. So yeah, I look forward to it, family. And I, like I said earlier too, before we got here, shout out to those who shout out to Chief Ifa Remy, shout out to Yemaya Faye, and several others. Shout out to Baba Kepra Patai, several other, guests who are regulars on the show, man, that we're working on putting, some things in the pot, man. We're cooking up some real strong, powerful dishes and gumbo in the pot, man. So I look forward to that, man. So shout out to everybody who's been rocking with the tribe, who's showing love and support. And we'll see y'all in the very near future, tribe. We out. Odabu. Peace.
ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé ṣàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjàkọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo ṣe ní gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́ forsake not your ancestors and praise your.